All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Football Players Association podcast at Winona State University. I'm so thankful for you all to be with us today. First of all, let me start by saying today is October 7th. One of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded is in the Gulf of Mexico, heading towards Southwest Florida. I'm joined today by Tom Sawyer. Tom, I know you have a lot of friends, family, and your own property in Florida, and our prayers and thoughts are with all of Southwest Florida. And I hope the best for all of our alumni and followers in Florida. So we're thinking about you guys and praying for you. But Tom, this is about you today. Welcome to the program.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Colin.
So if you don't know Tom Sawyer and you're a fan of Winona State football, you've been living under a rock. Just a quick introduction. Tom, first of all, you were my head coach. Thank you for giving me a chance at Winona State. Still remember when you came to recruit me at a ski race, and you were probably wondering what the heck you got yourself into, recruiting a defensive lineman in a speed suit. But thank you for allowing me and of course my family, my brother and my wife, a gateway into Winona and the community that we've grown to love so much. But again, thank you for being on the program. 28 seasons as the head football coach at Winona State. I guess just taking a step back, you're being inducted in the Hall of Fame Friday night. You were a player, you were a coach, played baseball, played football at Winona State. What does it mean to you? What does this week mean to you? What does it mean to your family? And congratulations again.
Yeah, well, thank you, Colin. I appreciate it. It means the world to us. Winona State provided an opportunity for me and my son to play here as well. But my family's just really, really proud. I just wish my parents were here to see this. I think my dad was the biggest fan on the planet, going through all the way through school, but especially here at Winona State Athletics. But for me, it's a combination of the right coaches, the right players, the right community, the right staff, the right leadership around campus, and to be inducted into a Hall of Fame as a coach. I mean, you have to have all of that in place. I might have been the director of the program and served in a bunch of different capacities, but you can't do it without all of that, all of those parts all coming together. So I'm very grateful for walking in here as a 17-year-old kid and now in the Hall of Fame at 65 years old, or almost 65 years old. What a dream come true for me and my family.
Yeah, and I guess if you look back, you've had so much success at Winona State. And just a couple of quick pieces. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. 6 NCAA playoff appearances, 4 Mineral Water Bowl appearances, 11 NSIC championship teams, 11, which is something I'm really proud of. I was a part of several of those teams. 7 Harlan Hill Award candidates, 10 academic All-Americans, first team academic All-Americans, 50 All-Americans, and 400 first team NSIC selections in your time at Winona State. That being said, those are incredible resume items to have. But what are you most proud of about your time at Winona State, Coach?
Well, I think it's pretty easy. I think it's the relationships that I have with my players, just like you and I. We've grown to be good friends and colleagues and people that have built the FPA. And it goes back to, my playing days with Scott Opfer and some of the guys now that have formed the FPA, and the relationships that I've built with my coaches and the players that I've had through here, my managers. I feel like all of it is family. And it's really true. And, I was here during a time where transformational coaching was still a thing. And that's why I feel bad for where sports has become with the portal and all that kind of stuff. But really for me, it's bringing a student in or a young coach in, working with them, developing a friendship and a relationship that's lifelong. And now I'm reaping those benefits, being able to share time with guys like you and your brother and your family. And also, coaches now they're in the Big Ten and professional football and players that come back and want to take a picture at the stadium by the Shield with their 4 little kids or something like that. That means the world to me. And that's why I've been in the business for all these years, is to build those relationships in the team, around the team, and around the community.
Yeah, it was interesting, Coach. And I don't know if I've even told you yet, but I had a chance to go watch the USC Gopher game this weekend. And as chance would have it, of course, I sat near Matt Entz's wife, and she said, "Make sure you give Tom a big hug and kiss for me. God, I miss my Winona State family." And it's one word you hear over and over. I think you've used it 10 times if you haven't used it once just today. And Coach Bergstrom has continued that family kind of legacy and tradition. And it's been through the program for years with siblings and sons of people that have played and coached at Winona State, your own son. It truly gives family a new meaning. And it's something that's unique, I think, to the program at Winona State. I believe we only lost one or two kids to the transfer portal this offseason, which in any football, especially Division II football, is unheard of. Why do you think family is so important, and what does it mean to the program moving forward?
Well, I think that's part of the Division II model. It really is. It's about, a full college experience and not just what can I do for a player to get him to the NFL. And we had many guys that had opportunities in the NFL came through the program, but the program was designed around developing young men to be good fathers, brothers, community members, and go to the NFL if they have the opportunity, because they'll find you if you're good enough. And I think kids that came here to play, young men like you and your brother, really found that to be true. We can get the most out of their athletic ability, but what they're really discovering is themselves in a really high level, in their jobs and in their families. And to me, that's the biggest win that we can get.
So Friday night, you're going into the Hall of Fame. What are you going to talk about in your speech? Can you give us a little bit of an insight on what that's going to look like?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I'm going to try to have some fun with it, of course. I might pick on a couple kids. Not kids. Some of them are 50 now. But pick on some old players and thank my parents, the university, and the community. Do some of that, and also just talk about transformational coaching a little bit and how I was affected by that. And also I want to introduce Davis Usgard, an alumni that is in the Hall of Fame as well, and he was my high school coach. And he's the reason I'm at Winona. So I want to recognize him and Bob Ernest and Larry Holstead, some of my mentors that are all Winona State people that were a really big part of my career and my life.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm sure for you, I remember now 10, 12 years ago sitting in your office as an alumni, 10 years removed from playing, with a couple of guys that wanted to do something special with the program that had never been done at any level really around the country, in
Right.
creating a football players association. And it's a booster club on steroids, focused only on football 100% of the time, all the time. And you were instrumental in organizing that and kicking it off. And most people probably don't know that, but you were the guy that brought those relationships, that family together to really make something special. We've raised over $1 million for the football program in that time period. We've changed the environment at Maxwell Field, pre-game tailgate, during the game. A lot of the things that you see today have come out of that work that the FPA, that you're so involved with now as a board member and former coach and now Hall of Famer. What do you think the FPA means ultimately long-term for the program at Winona State?
Well, I just think it's a connector piece. It's to bring alumni back to the current program, whether they can do that through some financial help, whether they can do that by coming to our game day experience or our tailgate, by coming to the stadium, by giving back to the university. There's a lot of ways to give back. Everybody's always, it's just a fundraising thing. It's not. It's about building relationships. And one of the things that we just designed, and you were a huge part of that, you and Scotty were a big part of also adding, the mentorship program. And a lot of people don't even know we do that. So if we have alumni out there that want to help in their own profession, match up with kids that we have on the team that are looking at being that doctor, that dentist, that lawyer, or whatever, that program has been really, really good. So it's really connecting the old with the new, and very, very proud of that, because at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do, is help the program. I mean, we need more members. We need more dollars coming in, all those things, because just the way the university is today and the finances of the program get more and more expensive. So the more we can do as a group, the better it is for our program. And we've also been the example for all the other sports on our campus as well, and other programs around the country.
Yeah, it's been fun to see. And, Scott always said as we started the organization, the high tide will rise all boats at Winona State. And it certainly has. And it's been fun to help those other organizations kick off their own players associations, the Baseball Players Association, all of those that have come after us. And it's made a huge difference. And thank you so much for that. What do you do with your time now, Coach? You're retired, right? You don't got nothing going on?
Well, I'd like to spend more time here at the university if we can get going on some projects that we've talked about for a long time, including, we want to move the baseball field and we want to build an indoor facility, and we need more help with that kind of stuff. But I want to stay involved that way up with the foundation and be a part of the continued growth around our community with our athletic facilities. Otherwise, I play a lot of bad golf. I brag about the one good shot I had, and spend more time.
I can vouch for the bad golf.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I think we did beat you and your brother, though. I'm just saying. But I get to spend some time with our grandkids. I have one daughter, a granddaughter here in Winona, and two grandsons up in the city. So it's really fun. But I do miss the interaction with the coaches every day and the community from the football point of view. But yeah, I do find very, very busy, even though I don't think I'm doing a whole lot.
So what do you miss about being a coach on game day the most? Just curious. What is the one thing you miss about being on the sidelines with the headset on the most?
It's the thrill. It's the thrill of college kids giving everything they have. I love the physicality of the game. I mean, I jumped out of the box last week when a kid lit somebody up on the sideline, and I even almost got kicked out of an 8th grade game when my grandson hit some kid out of bounds and got a penalty, but I thought it was awesome. That kind of stuff. So it's the thrill of the sport, thrill of the game. It's the game day feeling. It's nothing like it. I mean, football's unique when you have every size type of human in the world, type of personalities from all walks of life, all coming together for a common goal. I mean, that to me is a thrill. And I also, really, to be honest with you, I also miss getting together with the officials. On game day, it's pretty intense sometimes, but they have also become some of my real close friends over all those years. So those guys, we had the same chain gang for all those years, the Schmidt family. And but all of that I miss because it's our game day, it's our team. And there was nobody that could get in our way once the ball was kicked up.
Well, I would be hesitant to say that there's probably been nobody, Coach, that's had as much of an impact not only on Winona State football, but Winona State and the Winona community as you have. And so from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you for all the blood, sweat, tears that you and your family and Connie have put into the program and continue to. You're still very involved in the behind the scenes stuff with the FPA and otherwise at the university. And we thank you so much for your efforts.
I appreciate it.
To wrap up, a couple of invites for folks. One, it's homecoming this weekend, Hall of Fame banquet Friday night. Tom would love to see all you guys. So get your butts to Winona, and we're going to have some fun on Saturday as we kick it up and play a homecoming game in a league that, if you look, there's nobody standing out as the clear contender. And Winona State's in a great position to continue to have success, not only this year, but into the future. And we'd love to have you. So stop by. We have our FPA tailgate set up right outside the old tracks, if you remember, crossing the tracks just outside the tunnel. We'd love to see you. Food and drink available for anybody. Please stop by and see us. And then secondly, I would invite everybody to become a part of the Tom Sawyer Legacy Fund. We set this up a number of years ago in your honor, Coach. There's almost $500,000 in that account today, and that's to fund scholarship. So I guess in closing, can you maybe just tell us about why that's so important to you and your family and what it means to you that it's grown to where it is today?
Yeah, I think the Sawyer Legacy Fund, going back to Merle Peterson, we kind of combined some scholarship opportunities, but right now with $500,000 in there, we're giving away basically a full scholarship already. And with the scholarship dollars that are just everybody's fighting for right now, we need more help. And to be able to look back at 28 years of players that have come through here and managers and coaches trainers and everybody, if we get more people involved with it and we could double that, I mean, all of a sudden we have 2 full scholarships that Coach Bergstrom could use with the players. And that's a tremendous help. And as our family, we look at that's our way of giving back too. And we have a suite and that Larry Holstead and Rod Barkema and I have, and we're sharing in that as well. And just trying to give back to your university. We love this place. And if you can help it through scholarship, Colin, there's nothing better, not a better feeling than helping some student, whether it's $1,000 scholarship or a $15,000 scholarships, but let the coaches make the decision on how much, but let's see how many kids we can really help. Well,
Tom, in your honor, we'll drop a link in here to the Sawyer Legacy Fund. Every dollar counts. It's not insignificant, whether it's $1, $10, or 10,000. But it'll be right on the Winona State Football.org FPA webpage. So WinonaStateFootball.org. Click on the More tab and then the Sawyer Legacy Fund. We'd love to have you guys all on board. Coach, thanks for being with us today. We look forward to partying with you this weekend and celebrating a hell of a career. Congrats on everything.
Thanks, Colin. I appreciate it. And what a great day to be a Warrior. Get them all back. Let's see everybody back here this weekend. You can pick on me then. I've earned it.
Yeah, we'll do it. Thanks for being with us, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.